This is the kind of the last days of River Rock on Sophia Street.
It is. We have our final inspection today and walkthrough, so everything's got to be out.
What's this been like? I mean, I am sure it's like moving and you think, I don't have much stuff, and then all of a sudden you find out, I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. Jenna was mentioning earlier, thank goodness it hasn't been 15 years and only 5 years, but it's like when you make military moves or any other moves, you start cleaning out closets and it's just like, it's a never-ending closet. Stuff just keeps coming out. And so more and more boxes, but it's super exciting. We're sad to leave this spot. It's been our home for the last 5 years, but the new spot is amazing.
So you're going to be on William Street.
We're going to be on 215 William Street. Completely renovated, gut job to the building and space and retrofitted just for us. So it's going to be a cool spot.
Keith, I guess this will always be, I mean, you'll always have fond memories of here, and whenever you drive by and you're not here anymore, it still will be where it all started.
Yeah, it all started here back in 2014, and we've got we've been able to experience a lot in this space, to include, as you know, the flooding. You know, that was always a concern of ours, but that one year when it came up touching our back deck, you know, that was kind of an eye-opening experience. But, you know, there's a lot of great things about this space. This is, you know, we were able to meet a lot of great customers, and we're bringing them with us over to 215 William. But really, you know, this is where we got our start. We absolutely love it down here, but it was just time to expand.
And I guess for the two of you, as your business, that's a tough decision to know when is the time to expand and when to do something like this.
Well, when you open up a new shop, I mean, you know, that 2 to 3 year mark is sort of that key time period where a business will either succeed or fail. That's when you know. So when you first open a business, you don't even know if it's going to last for 5 years. You have dreams about it lasting for 5 years, but you don't really know. And so as we kind of kept hitting those milestones, the 1 year, the 2 year, the 3 year, and we started seeing that we actually had something, we were able to start dreaming a little bit and thinking through, hey, you know, if we're here for a while, what do we want? And that space gives us a lot of what we want. And like Keith mentioned, you know, we worry about flooding in this building and some of those other things. We're now moving to Fredericksburg's fallout shelter. So pretty much nothing can happen in that building. So it takes away all of those fears.
Yeah, and as far as timing is concerned, it's one of those situations where it was just kind of all the holes lined up, you know, the stars aligned, so to speak, and the right space opened up, and, you know, and the timing was really just perfect. So it was one of those situations where really everything had to fall in line before we decided to make the move.
Business, this happens to businesses. I would guess just going through this, you're going to be a great resource for a lot of people who deal with this kind of thing.
We've learned a ton through the process, especially since it's been a full sort of gut and reno of that space, and we took on the role of contractor. So getting through all of the permitting processes, we've learned a ton. So I think, especially because we consider ourselves as resources, we're a little bit older business owners than some of the young guys that are coming in and starting, and I love to mentor them and being able to walk them through some of these permitting processes. I can tell you though, having done it, you know, everybody talks about, oh, the city, it's stressful, they make it difficult, they're not supportive of small businesses, and you don't actually know until you go through it. I can tell you it's anything but. It was amazing to work with the city. Super simple every time, and I had a gazillion questions, and every time I emailed, every time I went in and said, what do I do? Everyone was there to help. So from start to finish, and our new landlords, it's been everyone's tried to make it as easy as possible. This moving of the boxes, this is clearly the hardest part.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, you have so many memories here.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, like even just the wall behind us, you know, this wall is such a cool wall for us. We had our climbing gear on it. We had our packs on it. People come just to see this gable wall with the river rocks, you know, and talking about how these rocks were moved in 5-gallon buckets, literally one by one. The workers who were putting it in, they were cleaning each stone outside. I mean, it was just, there's little things about this building that were perfect for our first 5 years and will be great memories that will carry over to William Street.
And I guess, Keith, the other thing is, you talk about timing and everything. A business has to know when something like this is as difficult as it is sometimes, this is what you have to do.
Oh, without a doubt. And, kind of really for us, it started day one when we opened up the business in 2014. It's one of those things where you just kind of always have to think ahead. You're never going to find the optimal space unless you have the capital to go forward and actually purchase your own building. So, that's one of the things that it's kind of tough about downtown, because we want to be downtown. We want the atmosphere of downtown. It's the right community for us. But on the flip side, you have to take those benefits with realizing that there are some disadvantages to coming to a small community like Fredericksburg, especially when you're selling stuff like we are. I mean, there are not many spaces in downtown Fredericksburg that can handle kayaks. So it's a big item, and you're looking at historic buildings with usually relatively small footprints. So you take the advantages and you take the disadvantages. You kind of weigh them out, and we're lucky. We were fortunate to find a place that we did.
When you guys walk out of here for the last time, have you even thought about that? What that'll be like?
It's I think I told you a few weeks ago that it was maybe even more sad for me a few weeks ago, thinking about everything moving out. Now the stress of just getting the boxes out. Today is the last day we have to turn in our keys, so everything has to be out today. I think we're just in this mad rush of being out of the building that now we're I think tired.
Yeah, exactly.
Super excited.
Yeah, the stress of it and being exhausted is kind of, once you step out, yes, in theory you'd think, oh, I'm sad, but now you're just like, good riddance. Thank God that is over with.
We can now focus on the new place.
In front of the rock wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
We had our moments a few weeks ago.
Yep, without a doubt.
Migana, you've been here for a while as an employee. What's this like for you, changing from, because you have to have memories and feelings for this place?
Yeah, I have great memories here. Bucking April until they hired me, all of my clinics. I feel super, super lucky to be part of being here from the beginning to even now. Such a big event in the shop, and every event was big to me, but this is really special, and I've been emotional a couple times myself.
I should ask you, what will you be like when you walk out for the last time?
I'm just so happy that they brought that table, because that table is my clinic table.
Yeah.
And that's where I hold a lot of my memories for me. That's where I do all of my pack outs. That's where I did all of my clinics. And if anybody wanted to take a map and they wanted to find a place on the map, that was my spot. So I'm just so happy that that table went with us today.
Well, you've been on some pretty spectacular adventures, and I'm sure some of these dreams and all of that and the planning of it all happened here on Sophia Street.
They did, and thank God that my bosses are so lucky, and I'm so they're so supportive of me.
And we're lucky.
They are lucky too.
Yeah, a lot of planning did happen here. Mm-hmm.
The move, what's it like moving? I mean, this is just like when people move, and just a lot of work.
I haven't been in a single spot, for as long as I have, as long as I've been here at Rurak. So I used to move like every 4 or 5 months, and I fell in love with this job, and I fell in love with Fredericksburg and being here, and so it's been awesome being here for as long as I have. So it's been great. The moving process obviously is you gotta sweat to get good stuff done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's going to be the same for you when you drive by here, while it's empty or before someone else comes here. This is always going to be a place of fond memories.
It is, but I'm also really excited to see what's going to be here for the next people, and because we found our spot, so maybe this is going to be somebody else's prime spot. So
yeah,
really going to be really cool to see what comes in.
No, I have to pause for a second, because this is probably the only time I can say Migana is the oldest employee and I am the youngest. Yes. So I just have to enjoy that moment for a moment. But I remember as a customer, I have fond memories as a customer of waiting for this space. I used to, back when upstairs belonged to the Water Street Writers, I was very active with that group, taking classes, and I remember hearing whisperings, oh, there's going to be new people downstairs, like, oh, who's coming? Like, oh, it's some outdoor outfitter and kayaks. And I was like, oh, I love kayaking, I'm so excited. And I remember my very first art and writing show upstairs. I had a poem upstairs paired with some art, and it was all like local, and it was wonderful. And my husband came to support me at the show, and we left with a sub. So
Yeah.
it was in that first year that River Rock was opened, and so I too have very, very fond memories of this building. And who would have thought back then that I'd be working here and I'd be selling kayaks upstairs in that very same room where that art show was. I'm excited for where we're going from here, but it's been fun.
It's interesting how we get attached to buildings and things like that. Of where at first you start and it's a job, but all of a sudden this becomes where you spend a lot of your time.
Absolutely.
Do you guys have anything that's, Keith and April, do you have anything that really stands out?
He's pushing for the tears.
I know, I'm gonna cry. You're like my Parker Walters. I think for me, what I remember most is that table that Megan was talking about. Why that table is so important, I don't know. But when everything was out of here, the first piece of furniture we brought in was this big monster table. It weighs a ton. We bought it at the antique store next door. And it was right here next to the window. And Keith's brother Connor, me, and their baby. So my little niece was just a tiny baby, and we were sitting on that table. And we got a photo of us on that table, so excited about everything that River Rock was going to be. God, I'm such a baby. And we still have that photo. So I mean, it started as a family business. Even though our family's not here anymore, they've all moved away. We have new family, Megan and Jenna and all of our team. So
I'm gonna cry.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna cry too.
To take a flip, I remember the flood. That is the person who does all of the accounting and looks at the level of inventory and the value of inventory on a daily basis.
Great way to end it on that sentimental note.
Exactly. Do it kind of a 180. I will never forget that. I remember Lawton being here and constantly running out the door and looking at the parking lot to see the water coming up, and then having the fire trucks come through and telling people that they're evacuating, and we're like, no, we're okay, but thanks for telling us to leave. And that's just one of those things that I'll never forget.
Well, I really didn't try to make you cry, but it does show. I mean, it's just the family atmosphere that a business especially a downtown business can have. Yeah. This is pretty cool. Yeah. It's more than you're moving, but it's more than that. You really you're it's a family thing. It
is a family thing, and despite the tears, I'm super excited for our new space and for everybody to come and see it, and new memories in the new building.